Have you ever paused to wonder what truly happens in that final moment between life and death? What force gently yet inexorably guides the soul from the warmth of the body into the great unknown? This presence is Azrael, the angel of death in Islamic tradition. His story is woven through the verses of the Quran, the sayings of the Prophet, peace be upon him, centuries of scholarly commentary, and the whispered reflections of believers who find both solace and awe in his role. Today we journey beyond fear and superstition to uncover the complete story of Azrael A.S., exploring his origins, duties, and the profound lessons he imparts on every soul's passage. Long before the first human drew breath, Allah created the angels from light, beings of unerring obedience, each assigned a sacred duty in the tapestry of creation. Some record our deeds, others deliver revelation, still others govern the rain that nourishes the earth. Long before the first human drew breath, Allah created the angels from light, beings of unerring obedience, each assigned a sacred duty in the tapestry of creation. Some record our deeds, others deliver revelation, still others govern the rain that nourishes the earth. But among them, Azrael stood apart, entrusted with the singular task of gathering souls when their appointed time arrives. His very essence predates our own genesis. He was fashioned at the dawn of existence, standing ready even before Adam was shaped from clay. In that primordial moment, Allah decreed that every living being would taste death, Quran 3:185, and so he commissioned Azrael to fulfill that decree with unfailing precision and mercy. His name, Azrael in Arabic, echoes meanings of divine help, rescue, and steadfast support. From the root, Zidar, scholars derive both helper and helper in hardship, underscoring his compassionate role. Just as Allah is Al-Wakil, the trustee, so Azrael is the trustee of souls. Though the Quran does not name him explicitly, it describes his role in multiple passages. Say, "The angel of death who is set over you will take your souls. Then to your Lord you shall be returned." 32:11. It reminds us, it is Allah who takes away the souls at the time of their death and those that die not during their sleep. He is neither cruel nor vengeful. Rather, he embodies the mercy inherent in carrying out a decree that none can evade. When the moments of parting arrive, it is his hand that releases the spirit from its vessel, yet never harshly, always with solemn reverence for every life entrusted to him. He keeps those for which he has decreed death, and releases the others for an appointed term. 39:42. And it warns, how will it be when the angels take their lives, striking their faces and their backs? 47 minutes and 27 seconds. From these verses, exegetes infer the presence of a supreme angel of death, supported by a host of helpers who record our deeds, guide each departing soul, and fulfill the divine decree without fail. The hadith literature fills in rich detail. The Prophet described encountering the angel of death on the night journey, observing not a monstrous fiend, but a figure of immense dignity. He said that at the moment of a believer's passing, angels in white silk shrouds perfumed with musk arrive, gently lay a cloth beneath his chin and open for him a door to paradise. Through that door, the gardens of Jannah, its garments, fruits, and gentle breezes are revealed, much as a child is shown beloved toys to calm his fears. The soul then departs as smoothly as water dripping from a water skin, and the angels exclaim, "Peace be upon you. Enter paradise for what you used to do." 16:32. In this narrative, Azrael appears not as a specter of dread, but as a dignified guardian of the soul's final transition. Classical scholars spun vivid portraits of Azrael's majesty. Ibn Kathir notes that his wings stretch from horizon to horizon, each feather marking a single lifetime he has guided. His robes shimmer with the light of 1,000 dawns, and his breath whispers the fate of countless souls. He commands legions of subordinate angels. Some narrations name a few deputies, though reports vary, each poised to gather a soul the instant its time arrives. In every account, Azrael is neither malevolent nor terrifying. He is the custodian of passage, cloaked in light, bound by mercy, and unwavering in his obedience to the Almighty. When a righteous person's appointed hour arrives, their departure is said to be as gentle as a cooling breeze on a summer's eve. The angel may appear in a comforting guise, a beloved teacher, a familiar friend, or simply as a presence suffused with peace. So the soul feels ease, not fear. In that sacred moment, pain and angst dissolve. The soul, light as a feather, detaches effortlessly, drawn toward a luminous thread of divine light. Even here, Azrael neither hurries nor delays. He honors the dignity of each life, recognizing the uniqueness of every spirit entrusted to his care. Yet for those whose deeds have weighed heavily against them, the experience diverges sharply. The angelic host gathers as the soul resists, racked by pain or confusion, a reflection of a life misaligned with divine guidance. Some narrations describe Azrael's silent tears for such souls. Tears not of joy, but of sorrow for lost opportunity. His compassion shines through even in these dark moments. He does not punish, for punishment belongs to the final reckoning. But he fulfills the natural order that leads each soul to stand before its creator. Azrael's duty does not exist in isolation. He works in concert with the other great archangels. Gabriel delivers revelation. Michael sustains creation with rain and provision, and Israfil will one day blow the trumpet of resurrection. Together they form a divine council, each performing a role that upholds the cosmic balance. In this celestial symphony, the passage through death is indispensable. Without it, there could be no accountability, no ultimate justice, and no reunion for hearts destined for paradise. Legends from early Muslim generations offer glimpses of Azrael's subtle presence among us. A pious elder, after completing his dawn prayer, lay his head upon his arms for a moment of rest and quietly breathed his last. Witnesses spoke of seeing a majestic figure at his bedside, gently lifting the soul like a petal drifting on a sunrise breeze. Hassan al-Basra once recounted meeting a stranger at night whose solemn aura filled the air. The next morning he learned his neighbor had died at that very hour. Though details differ, the message is consistent. Death under Azrael's care is as natural as sleep, as intimate as a heartfelt prayer. Over centuries, poets and mystics distilled these images into profound metaphors. In Sufi verse, Azrael becomes the beloved's messenger, guiding the soul from exile back to its origin. Jalal al-Din. Ruma likens his wings to the pages of a sacred book, each feather inscribed with the tales of mortal lives. Hafiz speaks of his breath as a melody that carries the soul beyond the veil. Through such imagery, the Angel of Death emerges not solely as an ender of life, but as a bridge to eternity, a shepherd across the threshold of divine presence. Despite his awe-inspiring role, Azrael embodies the Quranic emphasis on mercy. By personifying death, faith traditions give hearts a way to embrace its inevitability with trust rather than dread. The verse, "Every soul shall taste death," 3:185, both warns and comforts. Death is no punishment, but an essential decree woven into the fabric of creation. In making death a mediated experience, entrusted to an angel of compassion, Islamic teaching inspires reflection on life's fleeting beauty and urges believers to live with purpose, conscious that each breath draws us nearer to our final meeting. Across cultures, whispers of death spirits carry familiar themes. The Hebrew Malach HaMavet, the Christian Grim Reaper, the Hindu Yama. Yet Islamic narratives infuse this role with theological depth. Death is not an autonomous force. but an act of obedience to God's will. When Azrael appears, it is never by whim, but by precise decree. No soul departs before its appointed hour. This assurance transforms death from an enemy to a teacher, reminding us to cherish life's gifts and steward our time wisely. Within believers' hearts, Azrael's presence inspires both caution and comfort. The certainty of his arrival underscores the value of each moment. Every sunrise, every breath grows precious because it edges us closer to that great reunion. Yet the knowledge that a compassionate angel attends our final hour soothes anxieties about the unknown. In supplication, Muslims ask, "O Allah, grant me ease at my final breath and a tranquil passage into your mercy." Through these prayers, the angel of death becomes entwined with hope, a reminder that even in parting we remain in divine care. As the day of judgment draws near, Azrael receives fresh commands. He stands ready to release the souls held since their departures, ushering each toward its appointed reckoning. Some will rise with hearts aflame in hope, glowing with anticipation of paradise. Others will tremble in fear before their deeds. Yet even then, his mission remains constant: to facilitate the passage ordained by divine justice. After the final trumpet, tradition holds, he will fold his mighty wings in solemn respect, having fulfilled the greatest of duties, before standing to receive his own summons. In everyday life, we seldom give Azrael a thought. He works in silence, unseen yet ever present. But when news of a loved one's passing reaches us, it is his gentle hand at work, guiding their spirit toward mercy. By understanding his story, we learn to honor our own time, deepening faith, strengthening bonds, and seeking forgiveness before our appointed hour arrives. In doing so, we transform fear of death into gratitude for life, discovering serenity in the knowledge that the angel of death is but a guide to our next beginning. Ultimately, the complete story of Azrael A.S. is more than a tale of endings. It is a narrative of continuity, of souls journeying toward the divine presence. It teaches that death is neither enemy nor stranger, but an integral chapter in our eternal story. When his name is spoken, let it be with reverence for the balance he maintains and for the hope he carries in every soul he greets. Through understanding Azrael, we glimpse the compassion at the heart of creation. A reminder that every ending is, in truth, a sacred new beginning. And so, as we reflect on our brief journey upon this earth, may we live with intention, kindness, and unwavering trust, ever mindful of the angel of death's silent watch. For when his gentle call at last arrives, we will meet him not with fear, but with the peace earned through a life aligned with mercy and gratitude. In that moment, every soul can find comfort, knowing that Azrael's journey with us marks the doorway to eternity's embrace.